Class of 2012. Here we are, just typical high school students, congregated in a typical gym at a typical graduation. I'll admit that when I moved to Huntingdon my freshman year, I was somewhat concerned about life in an American high school. Growing up in Spain, my knowledge of high school life involved freshmen getting stuffed in lockers and food fights being a common occurrence. I honestly wasn't sure of what to expect. Therefore, I was delighted to find out that my assumptions were erroneous and that the students were much more amicable than what I had pictured them as. Luckily, these myths just proved to be a Disney Channel propaganda, and I have come out of HAHS relatively unscathed. Learning is a lifelong process. It's a cliche that we all have heard throughout our 4 years here. I've certainly learned many things from my classmates during my time at HAHS. Some of you may recall my first encounter with a deer outside Mr. Freitag's window. For a naive, third-culture city girl like me, it was quite distracting to have such an animal literally outside the window. During my time here, I also learned how to play Jeopardy for review games and what people actually do at high school football games. I was also made aware of the correct pronunciation of politics being politics and debut being debut. Mrs. Warner's 12th grade English vocabulary has also proved to be quite useful, as I hope you will have noticed by now. Consequently, high school has taught me much, much more than just academic subjects. Looking back, I know that I personally felt great respect for the seniors of our freshman year, as I'd imagine many of you share this admiration. Whether we marveled at their exemplary sports abilities, their peerless performances, or just their incredible genius, we fledglings looked up to them. And now we stand in that same position of leadership, seniors of 2012. Have we been a class worthy to be looked up to? Now that we are on top and have the prestige of seniors, do we deserve our titles? Or are we one of those classes that teachers can't wait to get out of the high school? You can probably see what I'm getting at. Do we pursue excellence? Excellence in itself is not to be confused with academic genius. I do not mean that every one of us should go out and become a heart surgeon, although that would be pretty astounding. Every senior sitting before me can pursue excellence in his or her own career. An acclaimed American football coach encapsulated this motto with the following quote: "The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, regardless of their chosen field of endeavor." Vince Lombardi. It makes little difference whether you leave the school with hopes to become a political scientist, an auto mechanic, or a nurse aide. What does make the difference is your dedication to your chosen field. Will you be an exceptional worker or just a mediocre, run-of-the-mill employee? Will you create work that is exceptional or just typical? At your job, will you do the bare minimum and just try to slide by? Every person here has a unique set of strengths and weaknesses, yet we all share the common potential to excel in what we do. I ask you to go out into your realm of work and represent this school in a positive manner. Whatever you dedicate yourself for doing for the next 40 years, do it well. May people recognize you from Huntingdon by your inner drive and excellence. Don't be a typical high school graduate. Be a Huntingdon area high school graduate.